Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now we're here with the Ultimate Racing League once again for round 7 of the Sunday Championship. This is obviously League 2, and as you can see we are at Road Atlanta for round 7. I think I've already said round 7, but oh, never mind. So anyway, it is 19 laps around this track. Obviously, if anyone comes off, it's very punishing on this track because it's such a short track. Obviously, this is just a sprint race, race 1. We do have 2 races, but the first race is just obviously softs. They are obviously all in the same car of the M6 Sprint. So anyway, after the 10 minutes they've been out, done their qualifying, Bloomfield got pole, Flatby got second, Rufus got third. I think that's his for his best qualifying of the season so far. Hoggy fourth, P White fifth, Brody sixth, Jabba seventh, Viper eighth, Benzo ninth, Vodka Rob 10th. So anyway, let's get these guys on the way and see how they do. Bloomfield's taking them down towards, waiting for the lights to go out, taking them down towards the start finishing straight, and there go! All coming up to the first corner. Hopefully they all can get it right. Down to this tight little right-hander chicane. Can be a bit tricky because you go up the hill and down the hill, so it can be very tricky, that part. Oh, looks like there's been a little bit of a go at the back. Let's just go back and have a look to see what's happened. Oh, okay. There was a bump by Benzo. I mean, by Body. Let's have a look to see what happened. Oh, gets a bump from Body, but Body obviously waits. Unfortunately, that will put Wednesday down to last. And what happened to 5? Oh, 5 Power lost it in the very first corner. Yeah, it went completely wide there, which cost them a bit of time as well. So I saw what happening at right at the back of the grid. But they're all back on going again. So anyway, after a few corners, Bloomfield still got the lead with Flat B following closely behind in second, with Rufus there in third. And P White there in fourth. He's got a Hoggy chasing him down in fifth, with Brody there sixth, Jabba seventh, and then there's a bit of a gap now to Voddy in eighth, 5 Power in ninth, and Benzo in 10th. Looks like Flat B's got a bit closer to Bloomfield here. Is he gonna look to try and get past here? Comes out to the left, side by side. Flat B just gets ahead of him, takes first place off Bloomfield. With Rufus right there behind them, just waiting for them to slip, up. Up the hill again for the second time. Now Rufus is literally just closed that gap on Bloomfield, but he's just picked up a half-second penalty, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Oh, Hoggy's got past P White. Didn't see that. But now Hoggy's got up to fourth, pushed P White down to fifth. Obviously Bloomfield there in sixth, Java there in seventh, and then obviously there's a big gap to 5 Power in eighth, Benzo ninth, and obviously he's actually because he's dropped down to 10th now. Flat B has opened up that gap a little bit to Bloomfield now. Bloomfield's still there with Rufus drop behind, but he's just served his half-second penalty, so that'll allow Bloomfield to get away, but that will allow Hoggy to close the gap onto Rufus. Oh, I think Rufus just got that a bit wrong there, I think. Oh, here, hit the grass. That's allowed, given Hoggy the opportunity to get past. That's Hoggy now up to third, Rufus down to fourth. He's got P. White right behind him there in fifth. Let's run on board with P. White. Coming up to this tricky part. Going back down the hill, around this little less. Back up the hill. Now just straight up to the next couple corners. Keeps it tight to the curb. Oh, looks like he got a little bit out of sorts there, did the P. White. That's allowed Rufus to open up the gap a little bit to him. The fastest lap currently is lap B with a 1:18.5. And the next corner, and this chicane back up the hill. Now Buckley back down the hill now towards the start finish straight to start lap 4. Bodie's still there in 6th with Jabba there in 7th. He's dropped off a little bit now. 5 Powers in 8th. He's got a bit of a gap to Benzo there in 9th. And Bozzy's had a lot of issues on this track because he's just dropped off completely, unfortunately. But let's go back up to the front. Flat B still leading. Got Bloomfield there in 2nd, Hoggy there in 3rd, with Rufus chasing Hoggy. Let's run aboard with Bloomfield. Up the hill again, and downhill for Bloomfield. He's not too far behind Flat B, looking to try and catch him. He's just taken the fastest lap with a 1:18.1. He's got a bit closer to Flat B now, not much closer, but he has got a little bit closer. He's got a gap to Hoggy now, so Hoggy's dropped off a little bit. But he is right behind Flat B, they're having a good battle here. Flat B and Bloomfield are having a good little battle here between the two of them. Coming down the straight towards the next chicane. Having a look to see if he's got an opportunity, but obviously there's no opportunity there. So let's go to Hoggy. He's dropped off a little bit, but not too far. You can still see 3rd just down the road. Rufus is there in 4th. He's dropped off from Hoggy now. P. White's right there behind him in 5th. P. White's trying to close that gap on this. He's trying to close that gap on Rufus, but at the moment their times are very quite similar. Sort of P White's times are all over the place, whereas Rufus has literally been running. It's running 119 constant 119s. Oh, whereas P White's times are sort of all over the place at the moment. Looks like Rufus is going to try and get a slightly faster lap now, because his fastest laps at the moment is a 119.062. Looks like he's going to be hitting the 118s. Let's just stay with him for a second to see if he does. Yes, he does with a 118.6. So he's got a time slightly faster than P White with a 118.8. So a tenth faster than P White. Rufus just have a bit of a gap to P White now. P White's dropped off a little bit, not too much, but he has dropped off a little bit. Bodie's there in 6th, trying to catch up, but not having any of it at the moment. Jabba's there all on his own at the moment. He can see, oh, he can just see. He can see Brody going around the corner, and he can see Firepower just down the road from him. And around the next corner for Firepower, it looks like he's got a little bit closer to Jabba, so he looks like he's trying to catch Jabba up. And Benzo is not too far behind Firepower, and Vakrobi is about 10 seconds behind Benzo, I think. Might be slightly more, I'm not sure. Let's go up to the front. We are on lap 8 at the moment of 19. Lap B still leading. He's got a bit of a lead over Bloomfield now. Bloomfield's doing all he can to try and keep up. Bloomfield still has the fastest lap of a 118.1. Flat B's fastest lap is a 118.5. So Bloomfield is going slightly quicker than Bloomfield, but there's not much in it between the two of them. Remember guys to like, comment and subscribe. And if you're watching my stream for the first time and you're not a URL member, why don't you sign up and get racing with us, because it's the best, in my opinion, it's one of the best, if not the best, communities on Facebook. So Hoggy there 3rd. Rufus is a little bit behind him in 4th. He's not really catching him. There's like that gap sort of staying at a couple seconds between them. Then P White's dropped off a little bit from Rufus. About a couple of seconds, but I think there's a couple of seconds between them. And Brody there is 6th, Jabba there is 7th, Firepower in 8th, Benzo there in 9th, Body in 10th. The biggest battle at the moment, and it's been for the majority of this race so far, is Flat B and Bloomfield. That's the closest battle. There isn't really anyone who's really that close together. So this is the biggest battle to watch, I would think. So I don't think, Rufus hasn't caught up. Well, there is a battle between Rufus and P White. P White is closing that gap gradually on Rufus. Well, actually I've done P White already, but let's go on board with Rufus. aka myself. Brings it down to this S and down the hill. You can see Hoggy just up the road with P White there just behind him. Coming down to the next corner, coming around this tight right-hander. Well, this corner is a lot tighter, because if you get it wrong and go too far out into the grass, you either spin or just lose loads of time. Luckily I got through that one okay. I still could see Hoggy in the distance a little bit, and P White's still there behind. Like the gap's sort of like the same between, he's in the middle of the two of them. Down to the start finish straight. Rivers just set another fastest lap of 18.4. Come out from me now, and let's go up to see how they're doing at the front. Looks like Flat B has opened up that gap to Bloomfield a little bit now. Looks like he is starting to pull away gradually from Bloomfield, but Bloomfield does still have the fastest lap of a 1:18.1. We are obviously on lap 11, so there's 8 laps to go. Coming out of this part, and then there's Hoggy there in 3rd. Rufus obviously still there in 4th. Looks like P White has closed that gap a little bit on Rufus now. Not by much, but he has set, well, P White's fastest lap is a 1:18.5 now, whereas Rufus is a 1:18.3, so he's slightly quicker than P White at the moment. P White's doing everything in his power to try and close that gap to Rufus, but at the moment Rufus is not having any of it. Rufus is going faster again. So still the closest battle is Flat B in Bloomfield. And then Hoggy's there in 3rd. Got a bit of a gap to Rufus, but Rufus has definitely closed that gap onto Hoggy by a little bit. Not much, but he is closing that gap to Hoggy by the looks of it. P White there in 5th. There's Brody all on his own at the moment. He's well behind P White, and he's got a gap to Jabba who's in 7th, but Brody is all on his own at the moment. He probably looks very lonely there. And Jabba there in 7th. He's got Firepower just behind him, just down the road, but about a second or two behind him, so Jabba can't really make a mistake, because it'll mean Firepower will be able to pounce and take that spot off of him. And then Benzo there's all in his own in 9th, and then Body there in 10th, all in his own, and not enjoying this race at all by the looks of it. So lap 13, Flat B still leading, with Bloomfield still chasing him down in 2nd. and the gap has closed between them. Bloomfield is pushing as hard as he can to try and get past. So lap 14, Flat B still leads with Bloomfield in second, Hoggy and Flair in third, with Rufus still there in fourth, with P right there in fifth, with Bloomfield, Brody there in sixth, Jabba there in seventh, Firepower in eighth, Benzo ninth, Foddy 10th. So lap 15 now. Does look like Flat B has opened up that gap to P White now. Bloomfield still has the fastest lap of a 1:18.1, but Flat B's fastest lap is a 1:18.179, so there's not much in it now between the fastest laps. And Flat B's going faster still, so if he can keep that up, he could take the fastest lap from Bloomfield. It's like looking at Rivers where it looks like he could be struggling a tiny bit with his left front, which is why he may be losing a bit of, you know, time on Flat B, allowing Flat B to get away. Now is Flat B going to take the fastest lap here? Let's stay with him for a second and see if he does take the fastest lap. And he does, with a 1:18 flat for Flat B. So lap 16, Flat B first, Bloomfield second, Hoggy's still there in third, with Rufus still there in fourth, and P White still there in fifth. It's like P White's dropped off a little bit from Rufus. Yeah, because Rufus is running a bit quicker than him. Rufus is more or less in, other than one lap, the last 4 or 5 laps he's been in the 18s, whereas P White is been in the 18s, now he's back in the 19s, so he's up and down at the moment. That's allowing Rufus to get away. Bodie there 6th, Jabba there 7th, Firepower there 8th, Benzo 9th, and Volley is 10th. Now the only question is, will he get lapped? Because first and second place are not that far behind him. But there is only 2 laps left to go, so I don't think he will get lapped. I think Roger will be okay. Flat B has definitely kept that gap to Bloomfield. It doesn't look like there's anything Bloomfield can do now about Flat B. And it looks like Hoggy's basically got all Rufus goes out a little bit wide there. Was lucky not to spin there coming out that corner. Oh, what? What happened to Rufus? Ooh, I don't know what that be. It kind of went all the way to the grass. I think PY was like, oh no, Rufus is going to crash. But I didn't. I managed to keep it going. I think that was because, if I remember rightly, I was putting, I had a quick vape and put my vape down. I think I took my eye off the steering wheel, off the track for a second, which can be very bad. But luckily, I was able to get back onto it. Oh, PY completely got that all wrong. Let's have a look, see what happened to PY. Coming up the hill. And you come to this bit. Oh, when you didn't slow down, that's the thing about that part of the track. You come around the first corner so quickly, and that one comes up so quickly, and it's going downhill, so you can't actually see the corner. So if you get it even a centimetre break, it's even a centimetre too late, you go off. So that's now allowed, giving Rufus the breathing room to not have to worry about P White now. But Hoggy has pulled that gap now due to Rufus going off a little bit. Bodie's there in 6th, Jabba's there in 7th, Firepower's there in 8th, Benzo there in 9th, Vodka Rob there in 10th. So now they have started their final lap for the started their final tour of this track, of this race. Flat B looks like he's got it all sewn up at the moment. But we all know what it's like with the commentator's curse. They say something and it all goes wrong. But as long as Flat B keeps it on the black stuff and all 4 wheels on the track, he will be fine. So coming down to the final chicane of this track. Can Flat B get it right? And he does. So looks like Flat B is going to come home to finish in 1st, and he does. He takes victory at Road Atlanta. Bloomfield will take 2nd, with Hoggy there in 3rd, Rufus there in 4th. P right there in 5th, and then a bit of a gap to Brody. He's had a very lonely race in 6th, but he takes 6th. Jabba takes 7th. Another lonely race for Jabba there. A lonely race for Firepower as well in 8th. And Benzo, another lonely race for Benzo in 9th. And an extremely quiet and lonely race for Vodka Rob coming down to the final chicane of this track. And now I'm down the hill for the final time, and that's Vodka Rob in 10th. Now that was race 1. I will bring you race 2 shortly. See you soon. Bye bye for now.